Are we on? Woo! It's working. Can everyone hear us? I just want to make sure the feed is right. Lauren, do we know that?
Yes, everything's good.
Okay.
Right, Sky? Looking good?
All right, great. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to turn it over to Heather first.
Just as she says that, I bend down to reach for my fallen cane and disappear.
And we were just talking. I said she can't make me cry this time.
No, I don't think I will.
Last time I was here in her devotional, it was right after the flood. Do you remember? And I was very nervous getting in front of all of you. And I had been thinking about it for 24 hours. I have to make sure I say the right things and do the right things. And when the devotional, all of a sudden it just made me very grounded in what's important. Just be you. What's important? So I said, please don't make me cry today.
Well, good morning, everybody. Well, that was pretty good, but let's go ahead and do the full church first grade classroom. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. That kind of gave me a chill, actually. Oh, it's good to see you. I'm going to use it the way that I've always remembered, but this is a nice translation of it, though. I wanted to share with you Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things we do not see. You know, human beings, especially I think Americans, you live in a country with a show-me state, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit different way, although I did talk about this on Wednesday. But if you were in chapel on Wednesday, you definitely will be able to help me out because, as human beings, we like things that we can touch, something we can see, maybe put in a frame, maybe put in the safe deposit box, file it away in a nice paper file. How many of you have had people lately saying, well, we don't need that anymore because it's all on the computer? It is, and that's lovely, but we like things that we have some control over. After all, the saying is, seeing is believing, right? But, when we talk about this kind of thing, when in the parish, when I would do the children's sermon with the kids, and we talk about, the Holy Spirit, one of the things I love to do is I used to ask the kids, I'd say, is there any air in this room? Is there? Yeah, come on, you're big kids. Well, are you sure? Because I can't see it. I cannot see one bit of air in here. And are you sure? Yes. Yeah, the older smart kids would say, we're breathing, aren't we? I'll get there. So, can I grab some hand? No. Well, how do I know that there's air? Miss Lauren? I'm breathing. Well, there you go. I can't taste it, I can't see it, I can't put it in a box, but it's true, I am breathing. And then my favorite thing is I get one of these, which you don't need, but it's fun. And go, oh, look at that. Yeah, and it took some engineering, but it works. Say, we can't see the air, we can't put it in a box or a file folder, but we know it's there because of what it does. We can't always see or touch God, but we know God is here because of what God does. And we see God every time we see somebody take a breath and dig for just a tiny bit more patience. We see God every time somebody pauses to wait for somebody or to hold the elevator or to help. We see God when people ask, how are you? And it's not just a social interchange, they really want to know. The presence of God, the presence of our faith, the presence of the things that we hold dear, the values that are most important to us are evident, not because we see them, but because we live them. When, we tell people what a wonderful community this is, all you have to do is look around to see whether or not we're telling the truth. And you know what? I am very lucky because I get to see that we're telling the truth an awful lot. I was talking with somebody just a few minutes ago, and we were talking about the importance of kindness. And I remembered one of my favorite sayings. It says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. And I see that. I see that in you. I see it here in this place. That is what makes a community community. That is what makes this place what it is. So lean into that, my friends. Be pinwheels. Please, be pinwheels. And keep showing the love and the care that God has placed in your heart in this community. Let's pray. Oh, gracious God, you do surround us with so many good gifts every day. We ask that you encourage us by the knowledge of your gifts, and that you help us remember when we are discouraged that you are here by seeing your love and kindness and compassion shown in our friends and neighbors. We pray this in your name. Amen. I have two things. First is to remind you of the fact that August is the month where we collect school supplies for students in Winchester and Frederick County. And also we're going to have a little, back to school fair for some very special students, but I'm not going to say too much more about that. But Sharon Gray, who I know is here because I saw her come in the back door. Where are you? Stand up, please. You can sit right back down. There you go. There she is. You can sit.
Yes.
What now?
Where are the boxes?
The box that's in the
In the resident business, I don't. Oh, well, I cannot solve that mystery, but as an avid fan of Sherlock Holmes, I will put some deduction into it later. There is supposed to be, and we can hook you up. Can you put one of those big bankers boxes in the resident business center? Thank you. So there is always a box, supposedly, in the resident. There will be a box. After town hall, a box will magically appear in the resident business center to collect the supplies. And if the box isn't there, just make a tidy pile. And there's always a lot of counter space in there that nobody's using. And Sharon can hook you up. There are flyers. There's a flyer about with that header. And Sharon actually has, I don't know if she has them with her, but Sharon can hook you up. You give her your email or just she'll write down your box. And she can hook you up with a little portable shopping list of the most needed items. It's shaping up to be a tough year for folks. Everything is a lot more expensive, and when you have to sit down and buy all those school supplies, and these days, I don't know about you guys, but when I started to see like paper towels, which are not on our list, hand sanitizer and tissues are on our list. I was like, why do students have to bring a bottle of Windex and a roll of paper towels? And it's because like when we were kids, we didn't, and the dry erase markers, we didn't have to buy the chalk for our classroom, but they do. So any help that you can give them is very, very much appreciated. And finally, I'm just going to take like a minute and a half, I hope, so start your stopwatch line. To talk a little bit, one of the things, we have a marvelous, low vision group, but also something that we struggle with sometimes in this community is hearing. And I'm the big hearing hospitality person. And so I want, and it isn't one group of people. It's not just the team, it's not just the residents, it's all of us that these days you can't see often when someone is wearing a hearing aid, and there are some people that maybe could use one but don't have one. And so how we help with that, especially, and this is going to be a town hall center, in a setting like this, is to be conscious of that. So if somebody's having trouble hearing you, the first thing that you can do is slow down. Not like this, but just slow down a little bit. When you go to take a breath, take an extra second. Because if you're having trouble hearing, your brain processes what you're hearing a little more slowly, and you let people's brains catch up. The thing that I'm terribly guilty of is dropping off at the end of the sentence and start to listen. Apparently, that's a thing that Americans do when we're telling the punchline of a joke. But it's true. I had no idea I was doing it. And in this particular setting, do try to speak into the microphone. And go ahead and use a microphone when it's offered. I have the kind of job where you're often in things where people are talking to microphones at meetings, and there's often somebody who says, oh, I don't need that microphone, I'll just talk loud, right? Go ahead and use the microphone, because using the audio system helps people who are having trouble hearing. And we all want to give each other a hand, don't we? All right. Well, that's that's all, folks.
Thank you. Okay. My first town hall alone. Woohoo! The training wheels are off. My first town hall, Cindy was here. My second town hall, Craig was here. And they let me do a town hall alone. So, yes.
You're not alone.
Yes.
Aren't you guys here for her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, that's right. First off, I want to welcome our new residents, Carol and Donald Vaden. Are they? If you're here, stand up so we can all say hello. No? Lenora Berger? No. And Nancy Schutze? No. Oh, yay! Hi, welcome! Welcome into your first town hall too. We can share that together. So, in case you all didn't get the memo, I am the official full-time executive director in Winchester. I am so excited, honored to be back at the community that I started my tenure at National Lutheran. This is where I started, and I'm so glad to be back. And I'm glad to be back in my own bed, in my own house, in my own community. So, yes, I am committed to listening, learning, and leading with care. That's really what I'm here for. For the first 90 days, I am just observing, watching. I know the history here, but I haven't been here in a couple of years. And you've made great strides, so I want to continue what you all have worked on. I think I'll spend most of my time engaging with residents, families, and team members. Again, honoring past work while guiding to the next phase, what we're going to do next. And again, I'm so grateful for the warm welcome and partnership. So what have I been doing, and what will I do? Well, in case you didn't hear, August is, and any of you know Donna Kasner? She's our CFO. She calls it Budget Palooza. I call it a headache. So we are in the process right now. As a matter of fact, as soon as this meeting's over, we're already starting those budget conversations with senior leadership. I thank all of you who completed the survey of the important things that you identified that we should look at in the budget. And I am going through that, pulled out what goes to the different departments, and I'll be talking to senior leadership about that. And again, I want to do all of those upgrades for you, but I also want to make sure what the financial impact is. So we have to be really careful. The other thing I'm working on is resident engagement. I've been working very closely with the Resident Association. I had Mary put on my calendar all of the resident committee meetings. I'm not sure I'm gonna get to all of them, but they're on there so that way I would like to at least be an observer in some of those committee meetings. I appreciate some of you have sent me texts or emails saying, hey, this is going on today, if you can stop by. I really wanna get to know each of you individually. So that way, when I'm looking at how to improve the community, I can really know what's important to you. Let's go to the next one. So you'll see me hopefully out and about. I was walking into my office the other day and I said, I gotta go, I have a meeting. And someone said to me, I wish you all had less meetings and could be out here. And I wanted to say, me too. But right now, it really is a lot of meetings about the budget. And again, meetings about, with my senior leadership, with my team, trying to learn what have been their challenges and where they need my support moving forward. We are going to host some smaller events we can have deeper conversations. I think there's one next Friday at 4 o'clock. Some fun name like Brewskis with Kozlowski, something like that. We'll share a glass of wine or some beer. We are limiting it, I am limiting to 12 residents to join me. I can't get to know you if there's more than 12. And these little get-togethers are really friendly. I want to keep the business side out of it. I want to really get to know you, what's important to you. So it's really hard to remember everyone's names. So if I can learn a little something about what you did in the past, that will help me to remember your name and us to form a friendship. Again, what I talked about at the beginning, the very first town hall, was building trust. And the way you build trust is by getting to know each other. So I'd like to do that. We'll be doing those. Right now we're scheduling them for every third Friday, 4 to 5, the little chapel parlor. And again, I think we filled up pretty quickly, but we're going to continue having those. So please sign up so I can get to know you. We're again building trust through communication. I'm committed to doing our 3 Things Thursday. It's been coming out from Mary this week, and she'll probably continue to send those on Thursday. If you respond to those, just remember those responses go to Mary, and then she can forward them to me. So, remember also with your memos, if you're sending any memos to the residents or to the entire population, please make sure those come to me. Again, building trust, understanding what's going on. I need to just make sure I understand all that's happening. So if you can send those to me or to Mary 48 hours in advance so we can look at that. Again, not if you're having a birthday party, not if you're sending a birthday card. I don't need to see that. But something organized for all the residents to attend. I'd like to be able to see those so I can put those on my calendar as well. Just remember always to follow the established processes that you already have in place. Processes for reservations, processes for transportation, processes for if you have a really great idea, make sure you're using the great idea committee. And obviously you can stop me, you can reach out to me. That doesn't mean we don't have one-on-one conversations. I love to hear ideas, but I'm just going to continue to push those back to our established processes. It's just an easier way to keep track of everything. All right, I am going to turn it over to, I'm not talking about renovations. It will all be done when it's done. There's no dates anymore. I am no longer giving dates. It will be done when we walk down there in the morning and we say, oh my goodness, it's done. That's what we're going to do, because every time I give you a date, it changes. And I told you there's gonna be trust. So you're gonna just trust me that when you need to know a date, we're gonna share it with you.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I'll go ahead and talk about that renovation update. I'm sure everyone here has had an opportunity to walk by our new main lobby and seen a lot of the changes that are happening. And I understand some of these changes are a little slower than what we had anticipated due to some flooring difficulties. We'll just call them difficulties right now that have actually been worked through. And we should start seeing these things move very, very speedily as of next week. We're excited to share that we're the final stretch of our renovation. Our targeted completion date, I know dates, September 3rd, we're going to do a final walkthrough. Final walkthrough with the contractors, with corporate, and with our interior designers and the architects that were contracted out to work on this project. That way we have an opportunity to make sure everything is as it should be. Of course, once we do a final walkthrough, there's always a few things on a punch list that our contractors will linger on and make sure that are complete. But again, really excited about this. We can expect the main lobby restrooms to reopen for use next week. And we're looking at the week of August 28th for the concierge and security team to be back and posted in their new main lobby. So please thank you again for your continued patience and support as we complete these final stages. My last comment on the lobby will be in regards to the lights. I have had a lot of comments over the last several weeks since the lights in the corridors, the LED lights that are in the columns and on the ceilings have been installed. Please know that when we do this final walkthrough, we will be determining the dimness and the lume of what those lights will be. I understand they are very bright right now. We are not able to fully gauge what the best tone for those will be until the carpeting and the flooring and the hard surfaces, furniture and such is in their final place. So they will be adjusted. They will not be as bright as they are right now. We will make sure that we have something that is comfortable for everybody. I also heard some stirs this morning about the bright lights that are on, or multicolored lights that are on our front concierge desk. They will not be flashing like that at all times. It is not a circus. We do have the ability that at Christmas time we can put some green or red lights out. Apple blossom, it'll be nice to see some pink and green, but I would imagine that the majority of the time they will be set at a nice, just clear tone that'll brighten up that desk and underneath of it. So please understand that these things are to come. Right now, if you walk by there, I think it's flashing multiple colors. It will not do that all the time, I promise. It will not be a disco in our front lobby, unless we have a dance at Christmas time. All right, fountain update. I'm sure everyone's had an opportunity to go outside and take a look. We have some crates that are sitting right across from the chapel right now. We're very excited to share that all parts of our beautiful marble fountain have officially arrived on site. Installation and construction of the stunning new centerpiece will begin soon. We're looking forward to seeing it come to life. Stay tuned, please, for more updates as the progress continues. We can't wait for everyone to enjoy this special addition to our community and get it back to where it was. I'm super excited And if you had seen, we had unboxed a few pieces out there. We are gonna pick those up so they're not damaged, but we did leave them so residents could see the color and kind of see the craftsmanship of the fountain that's gonna be out there. So I'm really excited about that. Pool renovation update. Another exciting thing that is starting to wrap. We're pleased to share that the pool renovation is progressing right on schedule. Demolition has been completed and necessary structural repairs have been made to ensure the long-term integrity of the pool. We're currently awaiting the arrival and installation of the tile for the lap pool. Once the tile is complete, the pool will be plastered and new LED lights will be installed. After plastering, the pool can begin to be filled. Please note that no salt will be added for the first 30 days to allow the plaster to properly cure. There is a process in that, and as part of our preparations for reopening, we will also conduct a deep clean of both locker rooms and the Engage Center. This cleaning will take place at the annual closure that typically occurs in December. We appreciate the patience and look forward to welcoming everybody back to our refreshed pool space very soon. And note that 30 days, we will not be able to swim in it. So we'll be doing the other phases of cleaning the locker rooms and such. And once we have a closer date, we'll put some time frames out on that. But it should be wrapping very soon. We're really excited about that. And again, it's within the time frame which we had originally anticipated. Okay. Big breath here. I will say that I've been dreading this since the beginning of the week. And it is unfortunate. I regret to inform everyone that the manufacturer that was contracted to build the main controller for the water softener has unexpectedly withdrawn from the project for reasons unfortunately are unknown to us, and Riddleberger Brothers, who is our contractor, who is managing and contracting the installation of this main controller. And I actually have Eric Hales, he's the general manager with Riddleberger here at our town hall in attendance. So again, he can understand the gravity, of this project and what it means to our residents here. So, first and foremost, I just want to say how disappointed I am right now to have to be communicating this out to you. This is not where we want to be. This is not where I want to be. I think everyone in this room, understands the gravity of the situation that we're in, and I do have confidence in our contractor to find us a new manufacturer to retrofit this part that is so desperately needed for our softener. Earlier this week, again, I met myself, Stephen Brown, Craig, Denise, spoke with our contractors here to kind of see where we are. Where do we start? Where do we go from here? As of yesterday, a contractor specialist came out to take another look at the vault. I believe we have upwards of, I think it's 5, am I correct? 5 contractors as of right now in the next 2 weeks lined up to take a look at this. Our goal from the first day is no different than right now, is to get this resolved as soon as possible in the quickest, most efficient fashion. Again, I don't know why this has happened. The communication that has been to us and had been sent to Riddleberger. I haven't had a chance to read this myself either, but this is actually the letter from Marlo, who was contracted out. It just said rejection of purchase order. And basically it says, thank you for your purchase order. We appreciate your interest in working with Marlo Inc. After careful review, our management and engineering staff, we regret to inform you that we were unable to accept this offer. The system that you want to upgrade is a very unique system. It has a unit integration and borough silo. We're not going to get into all of this right now. But they said there's extensive issues, and as of right now, they're withdrawing from the project. So again, I don't know why we are 6 months into this and are getting information on it, but please know that we're dedicated to getting this fixed and resolved as soon as possible. And I know there are going to be questions, and I anticipate, our staff is still going to continue to be dedicated to, the integrity of the building, the cottages, your apartments, your individual appliances, and things that are affected by the hard water here. So please know it is still our #1 priority. We again understand that takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, and the frustration that you have, trust me, I share that. I say this from the bottom of my heart. I don't think there is a person here that wants to resolve this more than I do. I understand, I talk to everybody on a daily basis. I can't tell you the amount of times that, people come to me. I've had residents come to me with glasses, come to me to look at their apartments and their sinks and their showers, and we're dealing with the same thing with the kitchen. Jose, I haven't even had a chance to fully, verse you in everything that we've been dealing with, but I know the equipment in the kitchen, suffers from the same issues that we have. So again, please know this is a heavy conversation to have, and know though that we continue to be dedicated, and I do. I have faith in our contractor, and I appreciate them coming face to face with us to have the meeting to let us know what is going on. I think that goes a long way, and I appreciate their dedication to finding someone also that wants to work with us. If we have a company that wants to back out and they've waited 9 months, we don't want to continue working with them. We want someone who is going to be here, that's dedicated to us and understands what our needs are, and not just right now, but a continued relationship, to go through many years from now. So again, sorry to have to drop that news. Again, I know there are going to be many questions. Please feel free to reach out to me directly too if you have things. Again, this is our top priority, so please know that. Thank you all.
Sorry for that long pause. I was all the way in the back and my mind was drifting. I apologize. It's great to see everybody today. My announcement will be very brief. I just want to put a plug in for the Parkinson's support group, which is taking place later this month. My team will be giving a presentation on the LSVT Big and Loud program. LSVT stands for Lee Silverman Voice Therapy or treatment. LSVT, and then there's 2 components to this, which is a big program which helps create bigger motions for those with Parkinson's, and then there's also the loud component, which is our speech therapy team working on projection, articulation, those sort of things. This support group is available not just to residents here on campus, but it's also available to residents within the community. So if you are aware of people within the community who have Parkinson's, please let them know about this meeting. It is Tuesday, the 26th. It's always on the last Tuesday of the month, which generally is the 4th Tuesday, but if there's a 5th Tuesday, it will fall on that Tuesday. And it's at 1:30 here in the chapel. So please get the word out. This will be a great program offered by my team. I'll be presenting, my speech therapy team will be presenting. If you want to come just to learn more, this is a great opportunity to do that. But just one more plug for the support groups that are being offered here on campus. There are several, I think we're up to half a dozen, maybe around 10 support groups that are being offered, and more that are coming. Just yesterday, we had the low vision support group meeting, and we were up to about 30 people who attended, 5 or 6 of whom were from the outside, who were visitors from the low vision group that meets over at Solenberger's once a month. But we had people come and present to us and teach us about technology that's available and things that are coming to market that will help people with low vision. Again, perhaps with Heather, we'll be starting the low hearing group potentially in October. So if you need groups, if there is a need for that, then we highly support you in that, and we will provide staff support to make sure that these groups are happening. But they're super successful, and they're being talked about not just about here on campus, but they are being talked about outside of campus, so much so that people are coming and joining these groups, which is awesome. So support groups work, they're great, and if you have any questions about the support groups that are available, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions on that. Thank you.
Another first-time town hall member, Jose. Hopefully you've all met Jose from Morrison, and he is our dining director, and I am so thankful to have him on our team. I hope you've all seen him out and about. I will turn it over to Jose.
First and foremost, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce myself again. As Denise just said, my name is Jose Romero, and I decided to step into the role of your new dining director. Truly looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you. I had the pleasure of meeting some of you, but not all. That will be changed in the next coming weeks.
1 second, it's not working loud enough.
Okay. Yeah. Again, my name is Jose Romero. Pleasure to meet you guys. As Denise said, you know, it's my first week here. I'm on my 5th day now. And it's a pleasure to meet you guys and pleasure to be here as your new dining director. Truly looking forward to meeting each and every one of you guys. I've had the pleasure of meeting some of you, but not all, and I hope to change that in the coming weeks, coming months. Get a pleasure to know each and every one of you guys. Resident feedback and satisfaction is my #1 goal here. I appreciate you guys. If you see me walking around, I'll be making my round daily. If you have any suggestions or recommendations, please bring them up to me and we'll try to correct those. Lastly, but not, no. Last thing, not sure if any of you had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Tanner Dingus, our assistant diner director. He resigned, unfortunately resigned last week. We're in the process of interviewing new candidates to replace him, hopefully in the next coming weeks. Let's continue to work together, make this a positive experience, and try to improve the dining facilities and dining experience for all of you guys.
So before we started town hall, I put a note up here that says talk slow, loud, and into the mic, because I forget to do that too, so I apologize. Hi everyone, I think I'm going last. I'm very excited to officially welcome Brittany Huffman to the Connected Living team. Brittany will be spending the majority of her time on the rehab and long-term care unit as their coordinator, as well as some support here in independent living as she is needed. We are excited to have her on our team. She is an internal hire, which we always love to do. So she comes from the nursing, so she was a certified nursing assistant on the memory care unit. So we're excited to have her. She's having a great time. Really important. So this happened this week. I had Lisa call me to an apartment and somebody was laying on the floor, and guess what? He didn't have his pendant. So I don't know how long he was laying there for. Luckily, he did not get hurt. This is just a friendly reminder that you should be wearing your pendant and pushing your button. If you don't want to, get a call from concierge or a knock on your door from security, then push your button before 2 p.m. every day. How many of you have your pendants on right now? Not good enough, guys, come on. Come on. I know it's maybe embarrassing. You can tuck it into your pocket. It has a clip. You can put it on a necklace. It comes down to, I want you to be safe. And I don't want you to be laying on the floor for 2 hours with a broken hip, okay? It's our way of keeping you safe and healthy. All right. So I haven't talked about new resident orientation in the past, and I thought it was probably time. Mr. Mark Wood and the Resident Association was grateful enough to help me come up with a really wonderful orientation process that has been working well. So upcoming new residents, we have August 11th through the 14th. Each day is a different department, so you spend about 30 to 45 minutes with us to make sure we're answering any questions that you might have. These will take place on a monthly basis, and it usually falls on the second Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And I didn't say second week of the month because we know that sometimes it falls funny. So like mine might be, the second Monday, but everybody else's might be the second Tuesday through Thursday. So new residents can get the invites in their internal mailboxes. If you still have some questions, I am always available. My door is always open. I'm right in the admin suite. I'm the first office. All right, save the dates. We love the save the dates.
to help us not waste paper, I guess it would be, we have decided to no longer place them in your mailboxes. They can be found on the resource table, which is on the information wall outside of the Engage Center, and we also will keep some outside of the Connected Living office. Okay, so Molly is officially over here in Independent Living. She's settling into that office in Connected Living now that we've got new carpet and they're starting to move back. We're excited to have her. Just wanted to give you some updates on what she will be doing. So as the Connected Living manager, Molly is to oversee all of Connected Living coordinators, including the programs and events that they plan and execute. She's reviewing and has oversight of all the calendars and communication platforms, so that would be your community app, the Touchtown slides, and anything that is broadcast. So she's helping make sure those things are accurate and up to date. She is there to support David and Skylar with reservations and planning of events as needed. And any concerns related to anything Connected Living can go through her. So for example, I constantly get emails about that's misspelled or that's the wrong name on someone's, those can now go to Molly. Thank you, Molly, she's not here. What does that mean I'm gonna do? Nothing, I'm not doing anything, no, I'm kidding. No, I'm here as a support for Molly and at a higher level. So if your concerns are not heard or fixed, if things aren't fixed, that's when you come to me. I also am there to support the team through any challenges or concerns that might come up related to Connected Living. This also is really exciting because it allows me to step back into that social services role to support you guys and make sure that I am paying attention to all 400 plus of you and what your needs might be. All right, Uniguest. Many of you use the app, some don't, but I just wanted to remind you that Skylar is your gal. She is available in the office Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to make sure that your app is working, your password's correct, we know how to help you sign in. She's even willing to come to your apartment or cottage to show you how to do it on your desktop or laptops. So keep that in mind. And process, Denise said, follow the process. I've been noticing over the last couple of months, our process for Connected Living has gone by the wayside. We get emails, we get conversations in the hallway, and we get people telling Denise and not me. Well, that's we've got to go back to the Connected Living process. What does that mean? That means that we are asking you to fill out forms. I know, we hate forms. So if you want to reserve a room, say the chapel, fill out a common space reservation form. If you are planning a specific event, I ask that you fill out the program request planning form. And those can be accepted via email, or you can put them in our mailbox outside of the office. What does this do? This helps us not make a mistake and provide you with the best quality of service from a Connected Living standpoint. So it keeps us from double booking rooms, making sure that we can handle the calendar, because we know chapel is one of those places that is always booked, right? If we have a piece of paper that says, Retta wants it on this day, but so does Lori, well, who put it in first, and what is the program? That kind of thing. So it's gonna keep us to provide you a quality service. And that said too, with announcements and documents that go up on the app, I would really like to see those emails for those requests to come to Molly and myself. That way Denise and I can decide, do we want to put this up? Is this something that we need to put up on Touchtown, or is this something that we can announce in a different way? Because it's important that we are providing you with the proper information, but not too much information, and just making sure that we are paying attention to everything that's going on. All right, exciting stuff now. So, seafood boil. We're really excited to partner with Jose and the dining team and sales team for the seafood boil. This is really important stuff that if you checked your mailbox and you signed up, you got a little note about it. But as a reminder, this is a pre-registration required event. Oh, there's a mistake on this, I see. So the North Dining will be closed for lunch service so that we can have time to set it up. It is an independent living only event. There's a fixed menu with no substitutions available, and seating starts at 4 p.m. There are no to-go options unless you have leftovers. And really important, if you have an allergy, I suggest avoiding the North Dining Room altogether that day. If you have a seafood allergy, please don't come down. All right, included is one free drink, Corona or a hard cider, or the house red or white wine. There's no made to order that day, no made to order menu available, and no bar menu available that day. However, you will have regular buffet, the Cafe 400 grab and go, salad bar. However, there's no table service because I'm using all the servers for about 150 people in North Dining in the garden room. So if you love to sit with your friends, please arrive together. Otherwise, David and I will seat you as you come. And this is a co-sponsored event with sales and marketing where Village Club members will be joining us. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I talked about.
Don't I have such a great team? I mean, that's one good thing about coming here. The team, BJ, Lauren, and I have worked together before. So that's so nice. And Melissa Wood, who's not here, also such a great team member. We really have a strong leadership team, and I'm so thankful for that. Okay, so now's your time to ask questions, anything we did not cover that you have questions about. Yes, ma'am.
Lauren, did you say that you put a notice in everybody's box about the seafood boil if they signed up?
Yes, ma'am. Did you not get one?
Nope.
All right, we'll fix that problem, Nance.
David's getting to everyone slowly. Yes, ma'am. Hi.
I hate to, excuse me.
Go ahead.
My name is Sandy Bean, and I hate to be a whiner, but I'm so distressed about the water situation. I mean, it's discolored all my glasses, and I cannot get water out of one spigot at my sink. It's the little spray, which sounds funny. Anyway, and the shower water used to come out like, whoo, it goes, whoop. Plus, the lady told my girl who cuts my hair, told me not to color it until the water situation straightened out.
Well, now we have problems.
Okay.
But that's where you get me.
I used to be a lovely redhead.
Okay.
So now it's brown, white, and a couple little things are red.
I feel you. I get it.
No, really, the water situation almost makes me tear up.
And I think it makes Shannon and I tear up as well. I wish we had something else to say. We gave you all the information we can possibly share with you. If I could go out and buy something, I would do it right now. When Shannon came to tell us, I mean, we were shocked. We thought this would be done today. Like it would be over. Shannon, you want to add anything?
Yeah, and again, my continued apologies for this. I really wish there was better information than I had. I wish I had something more positive. Not that I want to be standing up here and telling everybody. But I can tell you, you still look lovely, as always. And when it comes to your faucets, please, please, please put that kind of thing. That's what we need in work orders. Because we do have the ability to clean out those aerators. Is it a permanent fix? No. Will we be back out there to do it again? Yes, we will. But we can clean that out to at least give you the water pressure that you need for your shower and for your spigot. That we can help you with.
Well, I hate to bother you until this is all fixed.
No,
And they're gonna be so busy,
No, we have prepared for it. We understand. We have upped all of our CLR orders and our aerators, and our guys know that this is priority. It's not something that takes a long time in each one of the cottages and apartments, but if you have them in, we have the manpower. I don't know, and I don't think I've spoke about this broadly at Town Hall, but we actually have a maintenance team here right now from 6:30 a.m. until midnight, Monday through Friday. I have a maintenance generalist that is now working an evening shift that fits his family life, which is wonderful because it helps us keep somebody on site for emergency situations and also to continue work orders. We don't like to push any further past 7 o'clock, but if residents are okay with us calling ahead and asking if we can enter your apartment or cottage from 5 to 7, which are typically outside of our business hours, then we're happy to do so as well. And he is able to get to some of these items like that may be more difficult during the day when our daytime team is focusing on, high priority or urgent situations. So we do try to accommodate this. And again, we understand what an issue this is. This is across the board. This is all of our commercial grade equipment, as well as the residential stuff. But our first and number one priority is always taking care of our residents. So we know what we need to do and what we're going to have to continue doing until this issue is resolved. So please do not hesitate to put the work orders in. Do not hesitate to reach out and call the facilities office. Kaylee is completely versed in this. Kaylee, are you back here? There she is.
She is.
Yes. There's the face that you speak with constantly. If you haven't seen Kaylee, she's in the back room next to Skylar. She puts in a good portion of these work orders, and again, we all know what you're talking about when you have your needs. Your water's not coming out, it may seem harder, it's trickling. Just please put those things in. We do build it into our daily schedule again, so do not hesitate. I don't mean to be long-winded, but I cannot encourage you more to do that. That is the best thing. I don't want you to be any more unhappy and dissatisfied than you already are with this situation, so know that we understand.
Next.
Shannon, stay up there, will you? I've been working with Shannon as chair of the facilities committee, and for 9 months we put this thing on the agenda. I know what this woman has gone through. My question really is, we've been strung along by this contractor, and I'm wondering what is the learning message for us and LCS as to how to avoid this in the future. Could the contract be tightened so we don't get the runaround? Because to get this information after 9 months, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and then say, hey, we're done. That is outrageous, and they should be held accountable. And I don't know what's in the contract. I'm not a lawyer, but perhaps in the future, some sort of reporting every month as to where they are at, with some sort of fine if it's not done by a certain point. I don't know, but I know what this woman has gone through, and we all have suffered from it. So, Shannon, thank you for all your work on this.
I do appreciate it. And I appreciate your patience and your coordination too to help bridge that gap, between, team members and the communications that we put out to residents and the understanding of the issues that we have and the challenges that we face. Honestly, I don't think there is anything that any of us could have done or could have expected for this. Again, I have Eric here, and I think he's going to speak just for a quick moment. But you know, we have been getting updates from them. They have been reaching out. You know, I reach out more than once a month just to kind of see where we're at. And again, I think the last communication that I had was while I was on vacation. I got a call. I'm sitting on the beach, and I'm like, great, we are programming this this electrical controller, and it is going to be installed very soon. You know, this partnership we started was back in February from, you know, the first time that contractor that was on site visited our vault. And, you know, again, not to throw this out there, but this is the builder, this is the manufacturer of the equipment that we have in our vault. This is the same company that Riddleberger worked with during the construction and installation of this here at Tibor 12, 13 years ago. So I'm going to hand it over to him. Again, I know we say this time and time again, and I sound like a broken record, but you know, some of these component issues that we deal with, it is so frustrating and it is so real. Do I think that has anything to do with it? I don't know. Again, the message that we got was very cryptic. It was just, you know, we've dropped out as of right now, and I don't know what led to this. I really don't. I'm as baffled as you are. I've been scratching my head. And yes, and that is why I brought in Craig. It's why I brought in Denise to that meeting that we had earlier this week, because I wanted them to understand this too and to get the same message that I'm getting. So we all can look at this from, you know, a holistic perspective, and we can look at this, you know, deep dive into the contracts, deep dive into, you know, other things. And again, yes, streamline and define some of the process that we have with our vendors and our contractors as well. I'm going to hand it over to Eric Hales now, real quick.
Absolutely, thank you. I'm Eric. I'm the general manager for Riddleberger Brothers, contractor, heating, air conditioning, total mechanical, based in Harrisonburg, Virginia. We have an office here in Winchester. That's where I work out of. The equipment that you have was manufactured by a company called Marlowe Incorporated out of Wisconsin. So when we were asked to look at a solution for what was going on here, the natural inclination would be go back to the original manufacturer. You know, we gave them the information they asked for. They provided a solution. We packaged that up to the team here and came to an agreement on what we were going to provide and how much it was going to cost. You know, there's a couple of hiccups along the way of the manufacturing process, which happens. Nothing real alarming. Like Shannon said, the last update we got was the PLC controllers were being programmed by the manufacturer to meet what the specification is, and then they went silent on us. My plumbing manager in Winchester tried repeatedly to get a hold of the contact that we had, who was a senior tech service engineer, is the guy that we were working with. Wouldn't respond to Harry via email or phone call, so I tried from my phone, and if I'm being honest, I think the only reason he answered the phone at that point is because he didn't recognize my phone number. So, and that was, I believe, Monday or Tuesday of this past, when did we come out here? Tuesday, so it was Monday. And he very nonchalantly told me that there were too many potential issues trying to mate up the system that we were trying to integrate with the original system, and they were going to back out of the project. He did finally send us a letter. She read most of it to you guys, very generic, very non-specific as to why. And I've got copies here if anybody wants to see them. But since we got that news on Monday, I've got actually 2 plumbing managers working on this project. The Winchester plumbing manager that she knows, and also the plumbing manager out of Harrisonburg, Virginia. We've got, I believe it is 5 different manufacturers looking at the issue. We had one here yesterday that came and looked at everything. We've got some intel and feedback to them that Shannon and I will work together to get them the information they need, because you know this system's kind of foreign to them. What you guys have here is a very large and very, very unique system. So a lot of water going through there. So it's not something that we could just go, you know, and have somebody whip up real quick. But our goal is to get this resolved. We're partnered up with Shannon on this, and we're gonna be diligent and make sure that we leave no stone unturned, and we find a solution that's gonna get you guys back in operation as quick as we can. You know, that's our main priority at Riddleberger right now on the plumbing side of things, is getting this done, getting you guys your soft water, and making everybody happy. You know, we're standing with you guys. You know, we're in the business of selling equipment and services, and you know, I understand your frustration. We're frustrated too. You know, we're in the business to make money, obviously, and they've seriously impeded our ability to do that.
Yes.
So then, you know, I have to explain to the VP why we're not going to have this on our books for a while. But it's our goal. We're going to work together. Harry, I don't know if anybody aside from Shannon has met Harry, but he's a great guy, 40 years in the industry. Seth out of Harrisonburg is probably about 25 years, and I've been around for about 32. So we're gonna pull all the strings we have and make this happen for you. You have my word on that.
And I have a house empty nest, so if you need a shower to color your hair, you can certainly come. Yes. Every day, come on. Come on. I'm a little lonely in that house, I have to say. All right, other questions?
I have two questions, one statement question. First of all, some time ago, long ago, a sheet was passed out to sign up for your preferred method of communication. I put down email. You never send me an email. And now that I hear that you're discontinuing the paper that has all the activities on it, and you're going to put it on a pile somewhere, I've got to go find it, I'm thinking to myself, can't you email it to us?
Yes.
Well, why don't we do that?
We just have to make sure your name is, that it's documented correctly, because we are sending emails to most people.
How do I check that?
We'll check it for you.
All right.
Lauren, you got that? Thank you.
Come see me with your email.
Okay. Second thing is about the Sarah button, which those of us who are independent sometimes we don't think we need that. And when we're strong and don't think we're going to fall over, we don't carry it. But after I had an operation, I stuck it in my pocket. And then one day, as I was petting my dog, apparently, it's the only thing I can figure out, leaning over, the button.
Yes, they're very
Oh.
sensitive.
And I didn't know about it. So my question is, why can't those things have a buzzer on it that lets us know when we've alerted you, so we don't get in the car and drive off somewhere for the rest of the day and you're looking for us?
I can answer a little bit of that for you. We are looking at a system throughout the organization that's a little bit better, a little higher technology. So we know that's an issue. We would like it to be able to talk, so I can say, Mr. Jones, are you okay? And you could, so we are looking at, Craig is looking at something for the entire organization to make sure we have the best technology. We understand it's an issue. I'll give you an example though of why it's so important. I know you're all very, very independent, believe me, but I got a call, I think it was, because I was just back on Wednesday, from a very concerned adult child who someone went to pick up their mom wasn't there, but should have been confirmed, and they were very concerned what happened, why, did she press her button, and she did, and we found her, and it was all good, but there are people who love you and care about you, and they do say, they call us and say, I haven't been able to contact my mom, is she okay, did she press her button today? I got with Lauren, I said, where's that list? I want to see the list, so if someone calls me, I can check and make sure that they're, we know everyone's safe. You never know you need it until you do. I'm what, 56, 57 maybe 57 soon? And I was cleaning the floor and I fell on the floor myself, and I really hurt my leg so bad, I could not get up. And I wouldn't think I need to have a button to press, but I just yelled really loud and my husband came and just laughed. He just laughed. He's a very compassionate doctor. Any other questions? Of course. Anybody else on this side have a question? So David can stay over here.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Well, first of all, this is not a question, but for the first time I've been able to hear the program thanks to Carol Crook, because she told me that this room is equipped with something called telecall.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have hearing aids, check and see if they have telecall. I had to call audiologist this morning, and online they were able to connect me with this. So I'm very happy that this support group is beginning, because I have terrible hearing, and I'm delighted about that. The question I have is about the SARS. If you're out on the trails, I've had different opinions on this. Do they work anywhere outside the buildings, and what is the range?
I've actually had it work all the way down to Walmart before, like an accidental. But yes, if you are out on the trails and all the way to 50, we do get an alert. The only, we have, it's a GPS a little bit, right, Shannon? But it's, yeah, so within a certain area, we've had to have a resident fall out in the, and we just take the side-by-sides over and try to find you. But please know that it's a team of people when we realize that it's outside of the building coming to find you.
And that's one thing we are looking at. That's one of the systems Craig is looking at, is a much better GPS.
Yeah. I believe we've done some tests through the years too, and they're fairly accurate. Again, those responders are in, the cottages out on the edges, and we do get zero alerts all the way out to 50. So I can't urge you enough, if you go out and take walks, if you're on the trail, if you're on National Lutheran, press that button, keep that on you if you need it. And your cell phone too. Yes, Lauren's 100% right. That also helps us locate you. One of the reasons why our security team has the mule that they do, this 4-wheel drive, is so they can access all the trails and help residents that are in need out there.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
My name is Ken Martin, and last month I raised the issue about the things missing from the bulletin board in Woodside, and the concern that a lot of people really like those. And you had mentioned, I thought, that you were going to reconsider what to do, and I wonder where you're at in that. And the reason I have the concern is that it seemed really coincidental that it happened shortly after there were some signs taken down, specifically dealing with LGBTQ things. And if the reason for taking them down had to do with that, I'm going to speak strongly against doing that, because we are part of National Lutheran Home, and the Lutheran Church is strongly supporting those who are treated less fairly in the world. And I would be very disappointed if they were taken down because a few people thought that it was inappropriate to be putting things up about LGBTQ people. So I think you need to explore that further, and you need to come up with an answer for all of those, us who miss that, and also for all of us who believe in the equality of all people, and that they should be supported, and we should understand where they're coming from and who they are.
I absolutely agree with you. The reason they were taken down was not the content. It was that it was a resident space, and it was the things that were up there were directed for team members. That's why it was moved to a team member area. It was not, had nothing to do with the content at all. It was that the team The team member break room and everything is downstairs. And the concern was, if it's team member directed, why is it in our living space? It had absolutely 100% nothing to do with the content at all. It was moved to be in a space for team members. And we can leave that space for resident, and we've talked about the resident association filling the exact same, you can use the same flyers that we have for team members. We just wanted it to be resident facing, not directed at team members. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you again. I appreciate it. Success. We did it. Have a great weekend.